welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. In today's video, we will be knowing about the G7 summit which is going on in Germany, and the host Germany has invited India to attend the G7 summit. So let's see the timeline of the video, what all we will be studying. First we will be knowing that what is the news, and then the G7 2022 summit taking place in Germany. What is Group of 7? History of G7 and the problems related with it. Some interesting and amazing facts about G7, and in the end we will be knowing about or doing a prelims MCQ. This topic is of utmost importance from General Studies Paper 2, International Institutions and Global Groupings. From prelims perspective, it is important for you to know the members of the G7, the place where the meeting has taken place, and the theme of the summit. While from the mains perspective, it is important for you to know the facts about G7 and what are the problems associated with G7. So let's look at the news. This news has been taken from the explained section of Indian Express, and it says what is G7, and the summit is taking place in Germany and India has been invited to it by the host nation Germany. So let's see what is G7 2022 that is taking place in Germany. The theme of the summit is Progress Towards an Equitable World, and the partner countries that Germany has invited along with India are Argentina, Indonesia, Senegal and South Africa. And all the other institutions which are also taking part in the summit are United Nations, World Health Organization, World Trade Organization, International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. And one of the highlights of the summit will be, as we all know, what is going on in Russia and Ukraine. So the Ukrainian President Zelensky will also be taking part in the summit in virtual format. And the point of discussion between the world leaders in the G7 summit will be the Russia-Ukraine war, climate protection, infrastructure and investment. So from India's side, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a 2-day visit to Germany, and he has already interacted with the Indian diaspora in Munich. And as we all know that our Prime Minister shares a very huge fan base, and Indian population is so widely spread throughout the globe that wherever our Prime Minister Narendra Modi goes, he receives such a warm welcome, and people are very much excited and filled with joy to see their home country Prime Minister. So the issues that the Prime Minister Modi will be discussing with the global leaders are energy, food security, counter-terrorism, environment and democracy. So let's now see that what is Group of 7, what is G7. It was formed in 1975 and it is an informal group of industrialized nation. So when in 1975 G7 was formed, so at that point of time all the major industrialized nations became part of G7. So the members of G7 are Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United Kingdom and United States. And one of the most, I would say, amazing facts about G7 is that the representatives of European Union, I again say the representatives of European Union are always present in the G7 meetings. So whenever the G7 meetings takes place, the members of European Union, the representatives of European Union are always present in the meeting. So the word here which you need to focus on is always. So 2022 meeting is taking place in Germany. Last year the meeting took place in United Kingdom, and the coming year, that is in 2023, the meeting will be taking place in Japan. And all the G7 countries are members of G20 grouping also. So these are important facts from prelim perspective. as in prelims all the facts and all the quirky and the tricky facts are asked, and you need to be very careful while answering them. And G7 also does not have a formal constitution or a fixed headquarters. And one of the problems with G7 is that the decisions which are taken at the G7 summit are non-binding in nature. This is one of the biggest problem with the G7 grouping. And G7 grouping meet once in 1 year, and the issues that they look into or they discuss are a global economic governance and international economic issues. And if you are able to see this image, so this whole image is a grouping of G20 countries, while G7 countries is a part of G20 countries. So, and a statement is given that all G7 countries are part of G20 grouping. So, you need to mark the statement correct. Now, let's see that what is the history of G7 countries. So, in the starting, it was not called G7. What was the name in the starting that was given to it was World Economic Summit. Then World Economic Summit became G7, and this was launched in 1975 by the French president. And in 1975, all the heads of the state and government of 6 countries. So at that point of time, Canada was not part of G7. And the heads of the state and government, what they discussed was about oil crisis, collapse of Bretton Woods, international economic policy, and initial measures which was talking about the global downturn. Then what happened was in 1975 G7 was initiated, and a year after the initiation of G7 in 1976 Canada was added to the G7, and all the 7 countries became part of G7. Now see, the first G7 meeting took place in Puerto Rico. It is present in the Caribbean island. And in 1981, after the Ottawa summit took place, the European Union representatives started taking part in the G7 summit on a very regular basis. So it was after the Ottawa summit that European Union representatives became part of G7 summits. Then coming to 1998, then Russia joined the G7 grouping and G7 became G8. Then in 2014, because of Russia's annexation of Crimea, the G7 countries decided that Russia cannot be a part of G7 because of the aggression it was showing. So the Russia was excluded from the G8 countries, and G8 again became G7 in 2014. So since 2014, there are 7 countries which are part of G7 grouping. So let's see some of the important and amazing facts about the G7 countries. That is, G7 countries make up 10% of the world's population, and India and China are not part of G7 countries. 31% of global GDP. These are huge numbers when it comes to economic terms, and 21% of global carbon dioxide emissions. The G7 countries are trying to minimize their carbon dioxide emissions. China and India are not part of G7. See, this grouping was formed in 1975. So at that point of time, India and China were not major huge superpowers or big powers or developed or developing nations. So, but now China is one of the biggest manufacturers and India is the second most populous country, and both of these countries have a GDP which are above Canada and Italy. But still Canada and Italy are G7 members, but India and China are not G7 members. This is also one of the negatives of G7. So all G7 countries annual public sector expenditure is more than the revenue in 2021. So in 2021, whatever the G7 countries earned, their expenditure was more than their revenue. And one of the most, I would say, shocking fact was that the few of them has high level of gross debt. Japan with 363% of GDP, Italy with 151% of GDP, and US with 133% of GDP. So let's see what are the problems which are associated with the G7. First is, it is considered to be an outdated group, as if you see from economic terms, then Canada and Japan, then Canada and Italy are no comparison to India and China. China being one of the biggest manufacturers and India being one of the biggest outsource of workforce. While it second is its non-binding nature. Whatever decisions are taking place at G7, they are non-binding in nature. So this reduces the credibility and the authenticity of the grouping and the impact it can have all over the globe. And we can see in recent times that there is a tussle has been seen between and among the members of G7 countries. Like for example, the US and the Germany were not on good terms recently, while disregards the interest of smaller nations. So the smaller nation thinks that G7 is a grouping of industrialized nations, big nations, powerful nations. So small nations' interest will not be looked into, and their interest will not be greeted. So they do not consider it to be very good from their point of view. So now let's see a prelims MCQ, and it says that in which one of the following groups are all the 4 countries members of G20. So this was asked in UPSC 2020 prelims paper. It was talking about that which all countries are part of G20 nations. So on this regard also, if you think that in future it can also be asked that which among the following countries are part of G7 groupings. G20, A is Argentina, Mexico, South Africa and Turkey. B is Australia, Canada, Malaysia and New Zealand. C is Brazil, Iran, Saudi Arabia and Vietnam. While D is Indonesia, Japan, Singapore and South Korea. So let's see how many of you know the correct answer of this, and you need to tell me the correct answer in the comment section. Let's see how many of you are actually seeing the previous year questions and are trying to solve it. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.